Boom!
Boom!
Dr. Michael C. Hudak, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm awesome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man.
I'm excited to be here today.
Thank you for finally coming on.
Yeah. On a road.
I think I asked you no less than like 10 times. Like, hey, man, when you going to hop on and do Facebook Live with me?
10 to 20, yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's good to see your face, man.
3 hours this morning getting my hair done. How is it?
You look stunning.
Cool.
The way the light hits your scalp, it just
yeah. I've worked on that for years, and I love this juxtaposition. You don't remember Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson used to sit taller than everybody. We got a little Johnny Carson thing going on here. So,
yeah. Well, man, it's good to see you, and I do want to give you a proper introduction because you're someone who doesn't need one, but you certainly deserve one. Dr. Michael Hudak is a chiropractor. He practices in Kansas City, Missouri, and he is the creator of the Truth World-Class Chiropractic Philosophy seminar that takes place in Kansas City every single year. It's happened the last 4 years in a row, and the last 4 years in a row, I've been honored to be a part of it every single year. Excited to come back again this year. Dr. Mike, thank you for being on, buddy.
Dude. So happy to be here. It's like our 5th year, if you can believe that. I mean, crazy.
Yeah, you know what? I remember when we met. I remember the night we met. It's hard to forget because I was in Kansas City. I was speaking to a group of students, and it was at a bar. It was we had a private room in a bar, and I was speaking there, and it was a packed room, tons of students.
That prefaced it. We were at a bar.
Yeah, that prefaced it.
I had.
Yeah, and someone came up to me. You had actually showed up to share with the students about your upcoming event, and you came on right before I spoke, and got to meet you there. And I remember you just reading off the list of speakers. I was like, "Holy cow! This is like a top-notch event with like legit people coming in." Like Mike is like, he's put on. World-class chiropractic philosophy is the right word to use. Mm-hmm. And so I got up and I was like, "You guys got to be at this guy's seminar. Like I know most of these people. These are the real deal." And And so I ripped it, did my talk, and during my talk, you enjoyed yourself a little bit and had a few vodka sodas, and at the end of the night, you got out of your chair, beelined it up to me, gave me a big old hug and a kiss on the neck, and you were like, "I want you to speak at the truth."
That's right. That's right. And it was not the vodka sodas talking either that night. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was the start of a very, very strong friendship, man. And I've looked forward to your seminar every single year. It's a very special event for me.
It was cool because I said to my kids, I said, I'm have an interview today, and they're like, who's interviewing? Who's Facebook Live? And what is that about? And all this stuff. And I said, you guys know Casey Pride? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My whole family loves you.
Oh,
to know Casey is to love you, dude. I mean, you're just such a great guy. With a huge.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I love your family too. I love getting to see them every time I'm there, and looking forward to that next year, and hopefully soon.
All of them are like getting the older girls are growing up, grown up. They look like women almost. And Ireland is just so big now. I used to hold her all the time. Now it's like she's so tall.
Yeah.
Kids are so fast.
You blink and they're adults.
Right.
Yeah. Well, man, I would love to know, first of all, and love for the people to know really just how you got into chiropractic. Yeah.
And it's really funny. I was, I didn't know nothing about chiropractic. And I was going for physical therapy, thinking about going for physical therapy. And it was at the end of a trigonometry class over the summer. It was the last of the class, the final. And I was outside of school in the dark talking to a girl, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I think I'm going to go to physical therapy." I just knew I wanted to do something, to serve and to help people. I said, "I think I'm going to go to physical therapy," and she said, "Why are you doing that? Why wouldn't you do chiropractic?" She said, "Why start thinking about that?" I said, "Why should I do chiropractic?" And she sort of the list, you get to be the doctor if you give orders. You give the orders to the physical therapist. She started talking about chiropractic and started giving me a little bit of a glimpse about it. And right then, and there was no internet then, or maybe there was, according to Al Gore or something, but you had to call different chiropractic offices, and they'd send me these cassette tapes, and put that cassette tape in your VCR and watch about that school and stuff like that, So what was really funny, because it was just that conversation, and it like married into my life at that night, and I'd never given it thought before, but my life changed because of that moment, and because that girl took the time to talk to me, and she was going to be a chiropractor. I wish I knew her name. I wish I could thank her. It was Brookdale Community College in Lincroft, New Jersey. In case you're watching, reach out to me.
Gosh, man, I wish I could thank her too, because what you have done since you came into this profession is massive, man. And I know you sort of you kind of came into chiropractic in kind of a pain and conditions type of philosophy, and some big shift happened for you, where you ended up being much more subluxation based, much more about just optimizing expression of life. What the heck happened, man? How did you jump from one to the other?
Well, I always use the Merrick chart. That stuff was secondary to me. The vagus nerve, I used that as a part of it. But, people would come in with pain, and I'd be like the guy who can get them out of pain. You know what I mean? That's super easy. And over the years, you see stuff happen and really cool things. And I don't, people say expect miracles. That's cool, but I don't expect miracles. I just expect the body to work right. So once I started doing the truth, and of course I started the truth because I was in a lawsuit for 8.5 years, and I had the realization of what I was fighting for was greater than myself. It was for the whole profession. And that's really what started me to start thinking about things differently. And then after that, I started to tell people, I was in a lawsuit. And then a few people would say, oh, you were in a lawsuit? So was I. This is what happened in my lawsuit. 20 years or so, I've never heard of anybody being in a lawsuit. And now I realize that people are in it. They don't talk about it. So I said, people have got to find, I'm coming to your question in a minute. People have got to know that, man, this happens, and it happens to good people when they didn't do anything wrong. Thank God we won our lawsuit. But I had good malpractice insurance, everything. And we didn't do anything wrong. But so I said, I have to let people know about that. People get sued, and that if it happens, stand up for chiropractic. And so I started to do the truth, realizing that I had gained a different kind of passion for chiropractic, and what I would go through to fight for it. Once I started doing the truth, that's when my eyes really started to open up, because all that stuff Dr. Hugo gets on us in school was really what the truth is about. This is going back to 95 or something like that, 95, 96, 97, 98. That to me became what chiropractic was, and it really hit me. I started to give up therapies, because I realized that really what it is it's the adjustment. It's taking the pressure off the nerve. That's what puts us. It's adjusting that sensation. That's what puts us off of sets us apart from other people. The more that I did the truth, the more that I was just around it and around these people who are changing these lives by just doing chiropractic, the more I gave up my therapy. And then there was one day where I was, all I had was Intersect left, and I just had one table. I used to have three, and a girl said to me, a patient said to me, "Why can't I go on that therapy?" Well, you can. I mean, your insurance doesn't pay for it. And then I went, "Oh my gosh, what did I just say? I just ruined what the hairdresser did for 3 hours." I said, "What did I just say?" And I was like, "Oh man!" And then I took that therapy out of there and never did it again. So it was being surrounded by it. It was being surrounded by great people who are subluxation, who get that subluxation is what how we can change the world and help people, and then allow their body to function by itself. I'm sorry, I'm at my office. The phone's ringing.
No worries, man. That's a good problem to have. Yeah,
we're off today, so.
Yeah. Well, man, what I love about you, Mike, is you're a guy who just you get passionate about something, and there's no question about whether you're going to do it. You just do it. That's one thing I love about you. It's like, I want to do a seminar. I've never spoken on a stage in my life. I've never done anything like this, but I want to do it. And and it's been really cool to watch you from that first seminar, just how you've gone from that to, gosh, I mean, you travel, you speak all over the country. I mean, it's been really cool to witness that. What is it about you where you're just a doer?
Yeah, I think it's part. I mean, I'm a personality, which is good, and I always had like the thought of like I don't like complainers. I don't like people who sit and complain about stuff. And so when I would feel myself complaining about something, that's when I said, stop complaining, do something about it, or keep quiet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you keep it to yourself, if you're not willing to do what you can do to change it, then that's my theory. And I'm not saying that's right for everybody, but that is right for me. And also, if there's a void somewhere, fill the void. Fill the void. That's how I always just kind of rolled, And I grew up in Jersey, so it's I think that it's more competitive there because there's so many people. I come to a stoplight here, but right before the interview, there's 2 cars in the lane here, and one's in the right lane, or whatever. It looks like this is the left side. One's in the right lane, one's in there, and nobody's in the left. But they're not turning. That car should be in the left lane, but so that the cars that go to the right lane can turn. But people don't think that here because there's not a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's not overpopulated. So I think that the competitive nature that I don't try to be better than anybody, but I do try to be better than myself. Each year, try to outdo the truth. Each year.
And you do.
Yeah.
You do consistently, man.
Yeah. This year's going to be really cool, dude. This year's going to be it's our 5-year anniversary. So there's going to be some really cool, different things. A lot of the chiropractic philosophy, but there's going to be some new things that we do this year that I'm really excited about. That Andrew Bonsi, of course, is always his wheels. I'd love to go in that guy's mind for like a day.
Oh gosh,
my vocabulary would shoot up.
I get lost. I mean it.
Yeah, it would be cool knowing all that stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Well, who's going to be on your stage this year, man? I'm excited. I'm excited to know.
John Bergman, love John.
Love John.
Absolutely. Neil Cohen. These are some staples that have always been here. Andrew Bonsi, of course. Everybody loves Dr. Bonsi. Dr. Casey Pride. Yes. And there's a bunch of others, but and there's some that are still waiting to be. We're going to have students speak this year, like we have for the last few years. I love giving them that opportunity to get up there and especially female students. I like to do it with guys too, but with female students, so that because I just think that there should be more female chiropractors that are leading. And guess what, dude? There are so many in college right now who are just stepping up into the role, and maybe they're not even type A, but they're leaders. You know what I'm saying? So, and then just this morning, Dr. Amelia Rockstar is joined the group. So she's coming. I'm really excited. She's
making a return. She's great.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
There's a lot of holes in the water, and there's other people who are speaking. But this year it's going to be it. A lot of times I'll give somebody who hasn't spoken that much before a chance. I think we're really going to have this year is going to be the legends of chiropractic. People who've done things for this profession, and I can't wait. I'm really excited. I just like doing it. I like doing the whole, getting people to come in and going and talking about it and the actual event and figuring everything out. So it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. And I know that you're doing something pretty darn special and unusual for people who are, tuned into this. For anyone who wants to come to the truth and hear you speak, hear me speak, meet us, and and just be part of that entire experience, I'm going to throw the code that you made here. Yeah, this is going to get you a fat discount. I've never seen to do a code for this big of a discount before, man. Yeah. So I definitely don't want people to miss out on that. So if you guys,
April 9th. Oh, sorry, Casey.
No, you give your details, man.
No, I was just going to say it's April 9th and 10th so that people can plan out for that. and really excited. It's in Kansas City. True Thing Chiropractic. Oh, you got it on there right there.
Yeah, it's scrolling across the bottom, and make sure when you get your ticket, you do use that code. I don't get any money from this code. I just want you in the seat next to me, man. I mean, it's that's a good chunk of change that you'll save, and it's worth every penny. I would pay double to go. I mean, it's such a good seminar.
Casey, that's the thing that I've asked people, what do you think separates the truth from other events? I get a lot of really cool different answers, but I've asked like the big guys, what do you think? And what keeps coming up with everybody is the word intimacy. You know, at our event, these speakers are so accessible. And, you got someone like John Bergman. If you don't know John Bergman, just Google him, chiropractic, and start watching some of his videos. You got people like John Bergman sitting in the front row taking notes.
Yeah.
And then, and then people are coming up to him, talking to him and everything. Hugo Gibson's there. They just make themselves available. Irene Gold's been there, and she heard about it too late last year, but she's been there before, and she's like, please let me know when next year. We've got like legends, Neil Cohen, Joe Borio. Joe Borio's coming this year too.
Good. Love Joe.
Yeah. How could I forget Joe Borio? Very good friends with him. Just love that guy. And when my wife, the thing is my wife, like most women, sees through all of the bull crap with people.
Yes, she does.
Okay? She really does. Like, it's you can't lie to her,
Mm-hmm.
So for her to, like, the two people who she mentions, she loves Amelia Rodrock and she loves Joe Borio. And because Joe is just so real.
Yeah.
He's not. That's the thing, is you don't get a bunch of pretentious people at the truth. The speakers aren't better than you. You know what I mean? It's just people who love chiropractic.
Yeah. And intimate is a great word, because for me it's like coming home. It's like coming home and seeing family. And it's always on my list, and it's always on my family's list to come out and support whenever I'm there speaking. I love it, man. And I cannot wait to come out to your event. Anytime I come out to your event, I start prepping like months in advance, because I want to make sure that whatever I bring to the table is really good for you, because your event's great. It's top notch.
Thanks,
I still have you, man?
Thank you.
Okay. I still have you. Good.
That. Yeah.
Good, man. Well, hey,
I appreciate those time work.
Oh man, I appreciate you putting on such a solid event year after year. And anytime I have these conversations, man, I love to give you the last word. What do you think the world needs to hear from Dr. Michael C. Hudak right now?
I think that it's something that I'd like to see different in our profession, is that, chiropractors are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. I heard Borio say many times, if you go to an orthodontist, you go to 10 different orthodontists, they're going to tell you different things. If you go to different chiropractors, they're going to all tell you something different. And even when I was pain focused, I was also mostly adjustments. You know what I mean? That was the focus was the adjustment. Now all I do is adjust. We take X-rays if we need to take them, and we adjust patients. But I would like to see chiropractors zero in on fixing subluxations, because there's so many different ways to go, Casey, that I think people sometimes get lost, like I was. Sometimes you get lost in therapies. Sometimes you get lost in doing more ultrasound or whatever. It's like they need chiropractic. And here's the thing is, since I switched to just adjusting, people are getting well just as fast or faster. You know what I mean? And it's not getting well as we like to see them get rid of their heartburn. I have babies now. We have I think 4 babies now, 4 maybe, 4 that come in, and for that baby to be colicky and then less colicky the month, or to be constipated and then get adjusted and not be constipated anymore. For the pregnant woman that has heartburn to get adjusted and her heartburn goes away. You know, say I've got people who come in and say, you know, I'm not feeling right. I've been depressed. I've been anxious. I know that one up here is out. You know, okay, what is that one called? You know, and I chat, so they say, I think it's called the Atlas. Yeah, that does hurt. You know, so I think that it's that I want to see chiropractors zero in on chiropractic, our principle, adjusting the spine, getting the pressure off the nerve, and letting the body heal itself. That's not a miracle. Because you got time for one more story, or you got to go?
No, go, man.
Dude, I had a patient. I'm going to post this video on my page. I'll do it probably tonight, or if I don't do it tonight, I'll do it tonight again. I had a patient, 93 years old, my Harvey Lillard. Dude, he came in and he's saying, like, as an incidental thing, he said, I have to get a hearing aid, but I don't know which one to get. And these guys I got more to say, dude. These guys are slower. They're both in their 90s, right? So one of the things, I listened to this guy got a World War II hat on his head. These people deserve our time. If you're focused in on high volume, like there's a lot of places that are just, that's what it is. They say, no, it's about full. It's about high volume. Pump them through, pump them out. And those people bother those chiropractors. They're just like, come on, get in, lay down, and let's get you going. These guys take time. This guy, one of the things that he's you know, they move slower. They couldn't get off the table. We had to help them. Guess what? After 3 visits, they both get off the table by themselves. It's awesome. So that's one thing. But here's the thing: the guy was telling me that he couldn't hear, and that he's going to get a hearing aid, and it's going to cost a lot of money, and he doesn't know which one to get because there's so many different kinds, and he doesn't want to be misled, and he's not sure what to do. So I was like, that was just an incidental thing, and there's, you know, focusing on other things right now because of more acute. The 3rd visit, he goes, oh, and my hearing is better. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, I don't have to get the hearing aid. I said, are you kidding me? Like, my whole time, I've never had anybody. I thought, I was like, oh, the hearing's bad, I'm going to fix it. You know, never ever had that. And you know, unless they had a cold or something, and we knew what it was. So this is the first time it's my Harvey Lillard, and he says he says it on camera that he's going to get it. So I'll post that later on. So but the thing is that the chiropractors focused on that high volume would have missed that. They would have, or they might have missed it, or they you know, those people elderly people, 90 people, 90, 80, 70, 60, they've laid the path for us to walk on. You know, there's things that he had to go through in World War II that we have no clue about, you know, and that he fought for our country when he was a kid, 18, 19, 20 years old. He was 17. He was 17 when he went in. This guy deserves our time. They elderly people deserve our time, our love, and our respect, and they deserve chiropractic. So people would go away from the elderly people who are high volume. I've seen it happen. I'm not saying all of them, but I've seen it happen where they don't want the old person because they don't move fast enough, and it slows them down. I want to, because I want to pay them back. I want to give them that. Give back chiropractic. You know.
Well, man, your passion absolutely shines through, and like this is what you get at The Truth. It's just pure love, pure passion for 2 days. So, Dr. Mike, it's always good to see you, buddy. And I love you too, man. I look forward to when our paths cross, and it doesn't happen enough. We'll have to connect before The Truth. I'm really looking forward to seeing you, man.
If we lived near each other, we would see each other. I would guess every day or 5 times.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Dr. Mike, thank you, man. And guys, I've got Dr. Marta Suzman coming on 9 a.m. And Mike, I'm going to throw your code up on here one more time. Guys, get to The Truth. This is my favorite seminar. It goes on the books every single year. I'm always at this event, and I'm speaking again this year. So register, get the discount, come say hello when you're there. I'll look forward to seeing you guys there. And Mike, I'm going to look forward to seeing you again soon, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.